I put out this YouTube short of a moment that happened during one of my live streams over on twitch.tv/BrettWills. It was just a regular clip of me playing Super Mario 64 and immediately getting humbled. But if you've ever played Mario 64, if you look really closely, you know that this isn't the same game you played before. Something is different. Something about it is just off. The level didn't exist in the base game. The UI looks different and slightly unfinished. The music and sounds Mario makes are just unpolished, yet passable enough. One comment ended up grabbing my attention. Minez Bros, this one's for you. That Romhack is Super Mario B3313, and this is the definitive guide to getting started. I first discovered this Romhack through a good friend of the channel, RadPlaidDad, while he was streaming it on Twitch himself. I tuned in for a little bit, but I quickly realized that this Romhack was something genuinely special, that I wanted to play and discover for myself, spoiler-free. And as I played, I decided this is something that I wanted more people to experience themselves. Not watch a video or live stream of me playing, but to actually play it and experience it for themselves. As such, I'm going to give you the same opportunity I had. I'll be keeping this video short on spoilers and only filled with information that you should know, and some things that I wish I knew before hopping in and taking your first whoo! Also, in the description, I'm going to be linking a guide that was put together by one of my friends and chatters, J-Man. If you ever stop into chat and see him around, make sure to give him a big thank you, J-Man hyperpoggies. That guy fucking loves that shit. So what exactly is B3313? Why do I think it's that great? There are a lot of Super Mario 64 ROM hacks out there, so why this one? The simple answer is, I don't know that there's anything else like this one. ROM hacks can do a lot of things. They can replace Mario with Sonic. You can give Mario a big old shotgun to go Goomba hunting with. Or you can just do the rational thing and add your own levels. Don't get me wrong, this is all really cool stuff. B3313 brings us back to a time before Super Mario 64 was released 28 years ago, back when it was just a beta being built. Blending beta assets and ideas uncovered from various Nintendo leaks over the years and Mario 64 creepypasta like every copy is personalized. It gives us a look into an idea of what a Mario 64 beta could have looked like, while also feeling incredibly liminal, eerie at times, and yet comforting, peaceful even. It feels incredibly unpolished, and that's because it's a beta of a game that you never got to play. It feels empty and lifeless at times, but at the same time, the world itself is always feeling like it's constantly expanding and alive. It's a weird sensation, but you'll get it. So now that I'm done rambling, let's go ahead and get you started on your journey. You're going to want to pick up Parallel Launcher to emulate this bad boy. You can technically play in RetroArch, but it's kind of a pain in the ass to get working, and you don't end up getting the star tracker that way. You see, that's a big deal because there are a total of 460 stars in the original version, and it's pretty necessary if you want to do a full run. You've got a total of 433 yellow stars, 14 red stars, and 13 green stars. These bad boys are pretty much everywhere and anywhere. They're in the castle, they're in levels, sometimes the toads just give them to you as part of a prophecy. You need 13 red stars to complete the game, and green stars only appear after you've found 120 total stars, but they're more like a secret achievement kind of beat, you know? They don't really do anything. Some areas are blocked off until you have 10 yellow stars, and the game only really opens up as you get red stars. By the way, the star tracker on the pause screen, totally meaningless, not important at all, it is not helpful, and this is not a bit. It really does nothing. Are you starting to see why you want the star tracker just a little bit? With that established, time to get you the hack. All you gotta do is head over to B3313's page on romhacking.com and click on the Play Now button. I recommend using the button for the most recently published build instead of the button at the top. I just don't trust it. And just like that, you got some B3313. What else could you possibly need to know? Well, first off, movement is a little different. So like, if you triple jump in Mario 64, Mario goes real high and does a cool flip, yeah? He doesn't do that now. He does a spin jump, kinda like if you jump off a flower guy or a pair of shy guy. If he's spinning, he's not gonna grab ledges, and that's caused me a lot of pain. In general, he's just kind of floatier to allow for some easier platforming, and I will say he controls very well. Most of his moveset doesn't really open up until you start getting red stars though. Those are your sense of progress both story and movement wise. Getting a red star is your first goal above all else. So take your time, explore the castle grounds, get your bearings, hop in some paintings just like you used to do. Really take a good look for your first one. I'm not going to tell you where it is, I said this was spoiler free, but it is definitely there somewhere. Go on. Go check up on old Bowser. Pause the video. I'll wait. Or hey, if you're not going anywhere, you could always subscribe or something. Okay, cool. Now that you have your first red star, you're ready to finally play the game. I'm sure while you were off on your great adventure, you noticed some weird stuff like the UI changing. Maybe you found some oddly colored coins, some negative lives perhaps. That's just the personalization AI doing its thing. You don't really have to worry about that too much. Just don't pick up silver coins. Or you can. That's really up to you, but I just wouldn't myself. Now, what you have ahead of you is what seems like a limitless maze of discoveries to be made. Paths that don't really make sense, and things that seemingly go nowhere. A series of game crashes and spooky things. A world of limitless possibilities. Held inside this castle is now a liminal space of over 100 areas that all interconnect somehow. I'm not exaggerating either. This right here is a map of the areas of the game. I won't tell you how to read the map because I can't read the map, but I will give you a big tip to get you started in your explorations. Let's go ahead and get you some direction first. You need a goal. The game doesn't really give you one, which I found really confusing, so I want to help you cut that out. From my playthrough of B3313, I can easily say at the start of the game, you have two goals. The first goal, which you've already done, is to get a red star. Like I mentioned before, red stars are your core progression and are what opens up the game. That is your bread and butter that actually allows you to beat the thing. Your second goal is to find the switches. Just like Mario 64, you've got a red switch, blue switch, one switch, two switch? The hell is that? A yellow switch. I wouldn't touch that either if I were you. It probably isn't worth it. But you should absolutely try to find the red, blue, and green switches. These serve the same purpose they do in Mario 64, giving you new cap power-ups and levels and within the castle to obtain more stars or explore new areas. I'm gonna level with you though. I'm not telling you where to find them, not because I want to keep you spoiler free. No. It is much simpler than that. I legitimately have no idea where they are. Even running back to get footage for this video, I couldn't tell you where I was or how I got there, so let's at least get you a path to start exploring. You see this lobby? Yeah, the one you first entered when you entered the castle. After you get your first red star, there's 3 of them that you can enter by fast traveling by pausing and pressing A. Appropriately called Lobby 1, Lobby 2, and Lobby 3. These are your guys, and will get you anywhere you need to go, as long as you know how to get there. If it isn't obvious, you can tell which lobby you're in by this door right here. It took me way too long to realize that and why the lobbies were named the way they are, so there you go. If you want some maps to get you started, the link in the description to J-Man's guide page has a few that'll give you a few key paths. There's a ton in Mario B3313 that I could cover, but I think this is a good enough place to get you started exploring for today. I could go on and detail everything about B3313, but I'd be robbing you of getting to experience it yourself. After you've started playing, feel free to keep me updated in the comments, on my Discord, or even in my Twitch chat every Saturday and Sunday over at twitch.tv/BrettWills. Keep me up to date somewhere on all the weird stuff you find, because chances are I need to find it too. Now, before we go, I have just one last thing that I worked really hard on that I want to share with you before you enter the world of the Plexus. Hit it, boys!
18 naked toads in the castle showers! Big hot throbbing toads wanting to be sucked! 18 naked toads waiting to be fucked! Toads in the showers at Peach's castle on their knees wanting to suck blubber cocks! Peach's castle really rocks!
I am never doing this again. I am not making a full version. Like or subscribe or something, that way my throat feels better.